before we round off on top this Bobrisky matter, the last time we talked, said Bobrisky that they arrest him for semeboda and all of those, you know. But one of the things that got my attention during the clearing of Bobrisky, with respect to allegations that he actually didn't spend his jail time and in the correctional center, that he was actually outside that place. And he came up, I mean, Very Dark Man came up with an audio where Bobrisky was heard talking about bribing somebody, and somebody's name being mentioned, and matters like that. But then, in clearing the matter now, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Interior have come up to say that Bobrisky was actually, Okuneye, Idris Okuneye, also known as Bobrisky, was actually transferred from a medium correctional center to the maximum correctional center at Apapa, Kirikiri Apapa, where he was granted certain privileges. Certain privileges. They said they were able to say that because of his looks, and also they felt that he could be exposed to threats and things like that. Of course, that he's a guy who looks like a girl and all of that. So keeping such a guy among guys could pose a threat to his life and all of that. And that he was allowed to, he enjoyed certain privileges, part of which were most likely was allowed to have his phones, was actually allowed to entertain visitors, that he was given a single cell, that means he's the only one inside the single cell with rug and all of that. They said that he also had an inmate assigned to him to run errands for him, inmate assigned to him in prison. And the truth of the matter is that gives you a picture. That gives you a picture of what the correctional center is like for people who who can afford it. Like somebody said in one of the comments I saw, this is in money kill 'em. And the truth is, now that's like close to the truth. But the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Interior has said that, look, they were going to investigate it to check and to be sure that the privileges that Okuneye enjoyed while he was in custody were not motivated by money. They were not money motivated, but sincerely speaking, so possible, sha. Before they even finish the investigation, talk your own. Talk. You said talk. You think say possible, say make you enjoy all those privileges. Anyway, apart from the fact that he's a celebrity in quote, like he used to call himself, he's a celebrity in quote, then I'm sure he must have had to pave his way through one way or the other, whichever way, whether by personality or financially. But then I hope they will still come up with that investigation. That's if this matter does not die down the way it has begun to cool down now. I think a Very Dark Man will have just gingerly gone to sit down in his house and feel like, wow, this thing is dead on arrival, because like he kept mentioning that there are people who are godfathers, godfathers to Bobrisky. This is a country where somebody knows somebody who will make a call from somewhere and all of that, and certain things will just happen. And then somebody will just call from somewhere, and then steps will just be reversed, certain things will just be reversed, even culprits can be released and all of that. I hope you know what I'm talking about. So, but then, what do you feel? Drop your comment. Please make them simple and civil, and don't forget to share this video with others. Drop your comment, make them simple and civil, and then don't forget to touch the notification button so that you get notified whenever we come up with matters that are making the round. This is Serious Matters on UNIF TV. My name is Olukunle Ibrahim. Of course, like I said, this Okuneye's case, as much as it will be dying down, but then I think it just speaks aloud to the way issues are being addressed in our country. That there are some people who suffer, because they are not well to do, they don't have money, they can't pay their way through. There are people who just suffer because they don't know anybody. You understand? But then look at it. What do we see? Well, it is still serious matter, like I said earlier on. Don't forget to drop a comment, make them simple and civil. Okuneye enjoys special privileges, part of which is that he was assigned a maid. Okuneye was assigned a maid in prison. He was assigned a maid in prison. Okay, maybe it's different from every other person, as in now offense in comment wey dem send am go jail. I don't know, maybe when they are sentencing them next time, maybe they should add to it, like they are sentencing you now. You will now be sent to a special cell. You will not be put in general cell. You will be put in a 2-bedroom apartment, or you will be put in a 3-bedroom apartment, or 1-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm talking about. Bye bye.